Hi, everyone. I just want to start by thanking Dr. Evans for the opportunity to put this small presentation together and for your patience in listening to it. I'm Lori Kimbrell. I'm one of the other professors in the Ed Leadership Department, and if anyone has ever taken one of my classes, you won't be very surprised at what I have to say about school improvement. So let's go ahead and get started. It's easiest for me to organize myself in a PowerPoint, so that's what I did. So let's go ahead and get started. I have three ideas I wanted to quickly talk about with you today that have to do with school improvement. The first is alignment of mission, vision, and strategic priorities. The second is culture versus strategy. And the third is collective efficacy. So let's get started with mission, vision, and strategic priorities. And in lots of your classes, you talk about this idea of developing a shared vision statement. And the vision, as you'll recall, describes the ideal future of the organization. What would we be like if we were having optimal peak performance? And this vision just can't be something that the principal or superintendent walks in with and delivers and dumps on everyone's desk. It has to be developed with our internal and external stakeholders, so community members, parents, all the leaders in our community have to have a stake in this and share this belief about what our schools can be. Mission, on the other hand, is a brief statement that focuses on our present reality and what we're going to do to achieve the vision. So in my way of thinking about this, the vision, this shared vision that is an aspirational statement, is of the utmost priority and really tells us how we're going to improve our schools. It provides all of the direction for us. So how does this work when it's happening? First, we have to have a shared understanding of our current reality. How are students performing, not just on test scores, but emotionally, how are they? Academically, how are they doing? How are our teachers doing? What's happening here? And then we have this shared vision that is our optimal state of performance. And then we have to analyze the gap between the two. What do we need to do to get from our current reality to our optimal future? And then the creation of strategic priorities and goals has to happen. And these are the plans that help us move from where we are now to this shared vision of what the future could be. And again, if this vision isn't shared, our priorities will also not be shared, and people will not work in harmony towards this best picture of the future that we've created for ourselves. Now I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, and I've just said that strategy, aligned strategy, is imperative if we are to reach this vision or even to make progress towards that vision. But the issue that cannot be discounted is culture. And if we have a toxic school culture or even a not very healthy school culture characterized by those who don't believe that all students can and will learn at high levels, communication problems, back-channel communication, parking lot conversations, negativity, blaming and shaming students for not performing well. All of these toxic culture issues will negate all of the strategy that we put in place. And so unless we are simultaneously building or perpetuating a healthy school culture where we empathize with teachers, we care about what's happening with our teachers and our students, we collaborate, we actively seek opinions from our teachers and from our students and from our parents. Unless those things are in place, we will have toxic soil, and the seed of school improvement will never grow. It will perish. It's never going to happen without a healthy culture. So strategy and culture simultaneously must be tended to. Again, leadership in a positive school culture solicits, doesn't just consider teacher opinion, but actually actively goes out and seeks the opinion of teachers. Leaders develop positive personal relationships, and personal is the key word here, not just professional. We must know people on a human level. We must know what's happening with them. We must care about them. And these sorts of relationships with all of the people in our schools are so necessary. And along with that, we must show empathy. We must genuinely care about our people, what they're going through, what it's like to be them right now, and work with our people in that way. And also we have to develop talent. And so we have to, first of all, hire the best teachers to begin with, but then we need to develop them, develop future leaders, offer opportunities for leadership to others, find people that are smarter and more talented than us, and bring them into our teams and empower them to be able to take our place when we're gone, and to really continue the work that we start. Building collective efficacy is the last piece I want to talk about, and this is, if you've ever taken EDLE 6327, the PLC course, it's an entire semester about this, so I'm going to just try to sum up quickly what this means. And so I am going to read this. Excellent schools prepare all students for success in the very complex and dynamic 21st century. All students being the key here. Not some students, not a few students, not the students who just come to school ready to learn. All students must be successful. In addition, excellent schools focus on equity by ensuring that all students have access to and acquire essential knowledge. So again, if you've been in the PLC class, we do this by identifying essential teacher teams, identifying essential standards. What do all students need to know and be able to do as a result of taking a course or being in a grade level? And the thing that I really want to highlight here, and this is from the work of John Hattie, as leaders we have to acknowledge and understand that the difference in student achievement is more variable within the same school than between schools. And by that I mean that this myth that there are good schools and bad schools is that a myth. It is just not true. The variability between the quality of teachers within the same school is the real issue that we must tend to as leaders. We've all been in the school where we know who that teacher is. It is our job as leaders to ensure that every classroom has a high-quality teacher and that that teacher doesn't just teach, but they ensure learning. So again, there aren't good schools and bad schools. There are high and lower quality teachers within the same school, and all the research tells us that. And again, in order to reduce that variability between teachers and create equitable outcomes, leaders must establish and support a culture of collective efficacy. To build this collective efficacy, again, we have to hire the right teachers. We go into that a lot in the management course. We have to empower teacher teams to determine the essential standards. We can't teach all the standards. We can't guarantee mastery of all the standards, right? But these essential standards are the one that we guarantee that all students will master by the end of the course or the grade level. Then we have to develop a system to measure student progress on those essential standards, and those are formative assessments, not state assessments. And then we have to use that data from the formative assessments to improve instruction. As leaders, we have to collaborate with teachers to build a system of intervention. So we intervene by the student, by the standard in a timely way. So the minute we see from our formative assessments that students are not demonstrating proficiency on a standard, we intervene quickly and specifically. And finally, we have to build a healthy culture. So again, the three issues, really important issues with school improvement from my perspective are this issue of alignment of vision and strategic priorities, ensuring that we have a healthy culture and not a toxic culture, and finally, building collective efficacy. So we define very clearly what students need to know and be able to do, how we're going to measure that, and that we intervene quickly to ensure that students get the help that they need, whether it's big help or little help, to meet our goal of mastery on every essential standard. Thanks for your attention, and anyone can reach me, email me at any time at UWG, and I'm happy to have a further conversation.